Charles Barkley just dropped a nuke on NFL owners and national anthem protesters. A sports legend and lifelong Democrat has a message for the anthem protesters of today, and it's nothing that they anticipated it would be. Former basketball player and current NBA analyst Charles Barkley said on a radio show that he would stand for the national anthem. He even admitted that Democrats do nothing for black people, and the players should do something that's actually productive instead of protesting the anthem and flag. On Monday, Barkley appeared on the Dan Patrick Show, where he spoke on the current state of affairs relating to the NFL anthem protests. His comments, however, were nothing that anyone anticipated they would be. "I would stand for the national anthem personally," he said, putting the rest of his athletic colleagues in the NFL to shame. He also spoke on politics as well as the truth behind the Democrat Party and their strategic use of minorities. "You know, Dan, you said something earlier, and it always annoys me when people say it. You know, I've never voted Republican a day in my life. I'm a Democrat, and just for the record, Democrats aren't doing anything for black people either," he said. "I do want to make that clear. I've always voted Democrat, but they're not doing anything for us either. I want to make that clear." These comments on their own are sufficient to shock many of those supporting the players. Hearing these words from an African American and lifelong Democrat is the last thing they likely expected. Barkley also called out the players, asking why they weren't using their positions of influence and wealth to actually make an impact on the causes they care about. Instead of simply kneeling before the anthem, these athletes could be doing something real. They can go to the owners and say, "Hey, let's go into these communities," instead of wasting time about kneeling and who's protesting, Barkley said. "We got a lot of power. We got to use that power in a positive way and go into these communities ourselves and try to make a difference." He also criticized Steph Curry for the comments he made targeting the president, leading Trump to revoke his invitation to the Golden State Warriors to visit the White House. "Well, I think any time you get an opportunity to go to the White House, it's an honor and a privilege. Don't care who the president is, I think you should go." This perspective was in stark contrast to Curry, who had blatantly told reporters, "I don't want to go to the White House," and that the team didn't stand for what Trump has said. This led to the president rescinding his offer. Despite disagreeing with some of the things Trump has said in the past, Barkley still made an excellent point that many in the NFL should heed. Instead of wasting their time kneeling, these athletes could be making a meaningful impact across America. Instead, they are simply disrespecting this nation and not accomplishing anything in the process, even as they alienate the public. Time will tell whether or not the protesting NFL players will heed this basketball legend's advice, but they should. Their careers and the fate of the NFL is in their hands. Sign the petition below. Dear NFL, we will not support millionaire ingrates who hate America and disrespect our armed forces and veterans. Who wins a football game has zero impact on our lives. Who fights for and defends our nation has every impact on our lives. We stand with the heroes, not a bunch of rich, entitled, arrogant, ungrateful, anti-American degenerates. Signed, We the People.